Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah, sir.
But they are the premier Faika show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
Okay, I like it. Okay.
It's got that old school touch to it.
Yeah, it's okay. Might take me a minute.
We can roll with that.
Yeah, might take me a minute.
It's the second week in a row that I'm in a hotel room with bad internet connection, but no guests. So y'all stuck with me no matter if I start blipping out or not. It's season 6, episode 30, I think, of the Faika podcast. I am in San Diego getting ready for the big PIFA event this weekend. Naki and I are going to be doing our first ever trip to PIFA. It's been 5 years that we've been meaning to get down there. And this year is the year that it happens. We're there all weekend. It's going to be a good time. I got down here a day earlier than Naki will, but we're going to do our check-ins. We got some community announcements, and we're going to talk about Ka Pasafetu'u. That's coming up this 1 week away from today, which will jump our show next week. We're actually not going to be on the air next week, so we're going to talk about that. And maybe we talk a little scandal from the NFL. The Steelers are playing right now. Awesome. I just did a check in right now and look, and the Browns just scored. So they're losing 14-7, but week 3 of the NFL kicks off. So, there's a little bit of everything to talk about. That's our show today. Naki, what you got?
Nothing. I'm just, football is on, which is usually, Thursdays is our football day. And like you said, the Steelers is playing. Our Niners lost our quarterback this Sunday, Trey. So he broke his ankle or he hurt his leg. And so, who's back. Don't want to say his name. He's back and, he's making big money. And we're just praying for the best. We're praying for the best.
So let's unpack that a little bit, Naki. What a great decision it is by the Niners now to not have traded Jimmy G, because if y'all would have traded him, you'd be stuck with some guy you don't even know his name. I asked you yesterday, do you know who this guy is? And you're like, I don't know who that is. So actually, I'm not a Niner fan, but I think it's a great decision by the Niners to not have traded Jimmy G.
Well, okay, you go, I don't even know what his name is. And what is his name? You go, do you know who this person is? And I go, no. And you go, oh, it's the 3rd string quarterback now that has moved up to the 2nd string quarterback. And I was like, yeah, I'm not happy about this. I was so excited for this season. And now I'm not happy about it. So there you go. And
go
ahead.
The first thing I thought about when I saw that Trey Lance had gone down. I was, up is G, but I was only thinking, I actually posted on Facebook about, hey, Niner fan, is it still the Trey area? Because Jimmy G looked really good when he came in. But I didn't know that Trey was out for the season. So with him being out for the season, it's got to be really serious because they're not even saying anything about him coming back. It's just, that's a wrap. Season, the 2022 season is done. And but like I said, great decision by the Niners to not trade Jimmy G. Otherwise, there'd be some guy that nobody's heard of taking the snaps next Sunday.
Yeah, it's over for me, but I still have faith that somebody's going to pull a miracle out and it's going to happen this year. Anyway, yesterday, forget football. It's over for me. Yesterday, we went to Manufo Lienga Anuai, who is running for the city council in Daly City. It was a question and answer thingy in Daly City. And so we went to support her because we personally love her. There was 5 candidates there running for 3 seats, and I really believe she has a great chance. So, just listening to the support that she had yesterday, she asked family members and friends to come support her, to wear orange, and there was a bunch of people on supporting her, and so it was a really good event to go check out. I've never been to one of those, any political anything, and I went because I love her and I wanted to support her, and so I don't know anything about politics. I just went there just to support Manufo because I love her, and she fights, you know what I mean? Like, so I know I don't live in the city that she lives and where you can vote, but I know she's a good person. I know that she's been doing community work forever. And so, I know she's going to do good. Our Maury is checking in on Facebook. Good morning, Maury. She's checking in Seattle, Washington. So, oh yeah, that did happen last week. Was it last week that we played Seattle and they lost? So I think that was a good thing. And you know what I love? I know hi Mo. Maury actually lives in the Bay Area, and she's doing work in Seattle, and it was Sunday, I believe. And she wore her Niner gear when she got off the plane Sunday and was like going live, or she posted that she's walking through the airport, like in Seattle wearing her Niner gear. They literally just lost to the Niners, and go Maury. So yes,
Yeah, there's
yes,
there's nothing more special about wearing gear in enemy territory.
right.
And being a Giants fan and having Southern California for years, I absolutely loved going down to Southern California, wearing my black and orange everywhere I went, going to the Dodgers games, going into Dodgers restaurants and all those kind of things. That's a true fan right there, when you can fly your colors in enemy territory. Maury has no problem doing that.
No, she has no problem doing that. And Lina Manulelewa is on, who is also a big Niner fan. So, Jimmy G did it last week. He finished it up. And so good job, Jimmy. That's about as comments you're going to get.
That's a begrudging good job. That wasn't a happy job.
I don't know. If he gets us to the Super Bowl again and actually pulls it off, then I'll be okay with it. But, I was banking on that youngster. So anyway.
He's still there. And he's going to be able to, he'll pick it up next year. But again, what a wise decision by the brass at the 49er headquarters to not have him out there, because everybody was yelling, you can get draft picks, you can get players, you can get all these things for Jimmy G, and they hold on to him, and now that looks like a great decision. So
yeah, our producer said he did all right. He
got you the win. He came home with a W.
But yeah, that didn't make up for the Super Bowl loss. So yeah, he did all right. But so yeah, and while we're talking about football, like, I remember you sent me that clip on what's his name? What is Green Bay quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. That's a big whole scandal thing. But Lena says, let's see what he can do on Sunday for us. Our defense is solid. Yeah, that's true. Nick Bosa. It's going to be a good game. And that PI kid, that Tongan kid that's on there, he's like everywhere. They've like put a lot. Yes. they've put a lot of he gets a lot of camera time, right? So they're really focusing on him. I love it. I love it. So him and I know his family is like proud. We also have, our Bree, her honey bunny, is on the Niners. So we've got a good team. It's just me and Jimmy G just don't get along. But
Yeah, but I'll go back to this. What I've always said about you: you're so spoiled that you have Montana and Young. It doesn't matter. Like, let's just go through the list. You like Alex Smith?
No.
No. Did you like the Jeff guy, whatever his name? If you liked any quarterback,
Jeff Garcia. Yeah.
Jeff Garcia. You like Jeff Garcia? Yeah.
Jeff Garcia. No. And I get, hey, he's what he's doing, that's a whole separate thing. Good for you. But he didn't even like the Super Bowl. You like, if you jack up the Super Bowl for me, you're cut off. Pete, the living room media.
I'm the same way. Hey, I'm a huge Steelers fan, and when Neil O'Donnell threw those 2 picks at the end of the game, I was like, cut that dude. He got to go.
Yeah. Like Kaepernick, after what is it, 1st and goal? Like, we just 5 yards, dude. We just asked for 5 yards. That's all we asked for.
So it wasn't take a knee.
No. Oh no. Take a knee. Do what you got to do. I mean, that's awesome. You know what I mean?
You got to get us the ring.
But yeah, if you didn't get us no ring, you take your knee and go somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what happened. So I 100% support what he was doing, but bruh, I needed that ball to get over the line.
You know what's funny was last night obviously it's a town hall kind of setting. It's it was in Daly City City Hall.
Yes.
And you can't come and really vocally support a specific candidate because it's about the forum. It's about the discussion with everybody there. And obviously there were camps that showed up. There was Monfo's camp. There was a Hispanic camp. There was a Filipino camp. I mean, there were groups that came there. But shout out to Fo and her team who were like, look, we got to play within the rules, right? And in the rules is you can't wear something that says Monofo. So we all showed up wearing Giants gear, orange and black. And the moderator actually said something about that. The head of the League of Women Voters said something in the beginning. She goes, and we don't allow, signs or shirts or, those kind of things with support of a specific candidate. But I see a whole bunch of Giants fans out there. And it was hard. It touched my heart.
Yeah.
To see the Anawati family ask for the community to show up. And man, did we show up last night. I mean, there was people from hours away that came to support Monofo. And to see that, it really made me proud. When I looked out in the crowd and I saw like deep from the front rows all the way to the back rows, there was black and orange all over the place. So
yeah, it was good.
I think from the standpoint of, all of the candidates speaking, Fo is, and I try not to be biased, right? I love Fo and I want her to win and all that but from the standpoint of like, who makes you feel when they speak? And you don't even got to you don't have to be a Monofo fan to feel when she speaks. Like she has that gift of being able to speak to the crowd and make them feel what she's saying, because there were people that were definitely there for other candidates that were nodding their heads going, we agree with what she's saying. So shout out to her and her entire family and all of the supporters that showed up and that didn't, that weren't able to be there. It was a really powerful showing for Monofo and her candidacy.
Right. Yeah, it was beautiful to see. And of course, her family was there. And, there had to be, I don't know, 50 to 60 people there for her.
Oh, easily.
I'm just guessing.
Easily.
Yeah.
Funny, one of the candidates had people there and they started cheering at one point, clapping. And the moderator was like, hey, okay, let's, we're not supposed to do that. And then one of the times Monofo just knocked it out of the park with one of her responses. Yeah. A bunch of Samoans were like, yeah, and like cheering. And she didn't even try to shut that down until everybody was done. And then she goes, okay, can we hold our applause till the end? And
Yeah.
the group that originally got shushed were kind of like, dang, you didn't even try to shut them up.
It was good. It was a good showing. It was a great event. The question and answer, that was my first political anything. So I think besides voting, but yeah, I enjoyed myself. It was good to see people that I hadn't seen for a minute, and we were all in person. So yeah, I enjoyed that last weekend. Last weekend, were we on last weekend?
We
No,
were on that Thursday.
yes, last Thursday we were on and had the, you know, Danny SCDC crew on, and we'll be the MCs for the event, their event next week on the 29th. So check out our flyers. If you haven't seen that episode, go ahead and go back and watch that episode or go to YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube, by the way. And I went to go pick up. So if you filled out the survey, you do work in San Francisco, you are you live in San Francisco, you're a student,
family in San Francisco.
Anything San Francisco, you filled out the survey that they had. It was a, what do you call it? Come on, give it to me.
It's a needs assessment.
Needs assessment. And you get a I don't know how you say it, but a bag, a thank you bag.
Swag bag.
Oh my God, they had stuff from Levasa, Urban Nesian. I mean, just it was a great bag. So anyway, I picked that up yesterday, and I'll be wearing that gear tomorrow in San Diego as we go to PIFA this weekend. So Carl is already in San Diego. Mo and I are leaving tomorrow morning to meet up with people in San Diego, our family. And then PIFA is this Saturday and Sunday. It's a free event at, I think it's Ski Beach in San Diego. It's a free event. Get there early. Parking, I understand, sucks. So you have to find parking. But it's a great event. And every year, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And Kiki with Taupo Samoa, her group normally closes the event on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the dancers, seeing all the vendors. We're going to eat, and shop. Support our Pacifica entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it was one of the things that, this is how important it was to PBD to be there, was that, we're not leaving until Monday. So right. We wanted to make sure that we were there through the entire close of the event. A lot of the events we go to, we're trying to get from one to the next, and we're there in the beginning, and then we kind of fade out middle of the event and head to the next event. This is one of those that we've been pointing at as an organization for literally years, like 4 or 5 years. We've been saying we need to get to PIFA. We need to get to PIFA. Right. And this is just one of those years where there's a lot of things going on, a lot of reasons that we could have just said, we can't make it this year. And we're like, Naki and I have had several conversations about this. Like, no, this is just the year. This is the year we gotta go. So, we're going to be here through Sunday. We're going to see one of the longest running events, Pacific Islander community events.
Right.
Outside of being in Hawaii, it is one of the longest running PI events, cultural events out there. So it's going to be fun. We're going to meet a lot of people, and we'll get a lot of content here while we're here too. But it's going to be interesting to see a lot of the people that we're around in the Bay Area. We see all the time, right? We see, it's the same, a lot of the same people at each of the events. It's going to be interesting to see, the Patsy Titos or the Samoan Solutions or, the community people from down south, to see the people in San Diego and Southern California that hold that role.
Yeah, and actually SCDC will be there. We will see Patsy Tito there. We will see SCDC there. So it's going to be a great event. They have They have, dancing. They have a schedule, so go follow their page on PIFA 2022. But they just have a bunch of great. They have Miss PIFA, Manava Polynesian Studios, Slack Kiohana. I mean, Hiva Katoa. I mean, tons and tons and tons of things for you to do, tons of things for you to eat, to listen to buy. So if you're in San Diego or headed that way, come look for us. Come look for us.
We got a question from Mr. Molly. Says, why is the producer not going? I think somebody took her spot, actually.
Yeah, somebody took her spot, but it's not too late. It's not too late. So yeah, so we're looking forward to that. I don't know what else to tell you other than don't miss out on one of the biggest events of the year, besides Pacific Feeds Festival that happened in July. I mean, there's tons and tons of events going on. We're going to see Island City will be there, so go check them out. Island Block Radio will be there. I'm hoping Lulu is there. I want to give her a hug. But everyone that you can think of is going to be at PIFA promoting and doing everything, selling, eating. So yeah, I think that's basically it. But last week, so that was Thursday. We had our show last Thursday, and then I was in San Diego again last week, visiting my mom and Tama. It was his birthday. He turned 94 years old.
Wow.
Yes. So Nellie, my cousin, our cousin, flew in from Seattle, and we hung out with my mom, and we let him have some peace and quiet without my mom in the house.
Was that your gift? Was that your birthday gift?
That was our birthday gift to him. So it was good to hang out with family. It was our Leah, my niece. It was her birthday last weekend. So we got to hang out with her and have dinner. And then San Diego is such a beautiful place. I'm looking forward to going back there this weekend, and then no more traveling for me for a minute, because I need to stay put. And just work and mind my business, stay in my lane and mind my business. How was your week? Well, what have you been up to?
So I'm still doing the fasting thing. I actually had a community member ask me last night, are you still not eating?
Mary.
Yeah, and actually I just come from McDonald's eating a double cheeseburger. So I am, I think that some of the community is a little concerned, like, am I not eating? I am 100% eating, and I ate more than Naki yesterday. So did I not? Because you didn't eat your food. You didn't finish your food.
I finished it when we got back in the car, but Carl is fasting, and I don't think I have seen you, but for some reason you were dressed in casual or not casual clothes. You're usually in like baggy shorts and a t-shirt and a hat, like you're probably dressed right now. But yesterday you were in dress slacks and a nice shirt, and so you look super thin. And so when Mary Veva, who was there, she comes up to Carl, asks Carl, "Are you not eating yet?" So here's something. We're sitting in Manufo's, we're in the audience, and we hear this loud grumbling sound.
Oh my gosh.
It was so loud. And I look at Carl, and then he looks at me, and I go, Is that your
stomach? I go, that's not my stomach. I was looking at you like somebody else's stomach. So we both kind of look at each other, and she's giving me this weird look.
So then it happens again, and I said, MFer, is that your stomach? And then he goes, no, it's not my stomach. And in my head, I'm like, you need to eat more. You need to eat more if that's your stomach growling. It was super loud. Come to find out later on that it was the bathroom. But in my head, I was like, this needs to eat.
Yeah, so it was a toilet.
Yeah. So you're still doing fasting, and I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're still doing fasting.
Still doing fasting. I am. I had to go find bone broth since I've been down here to make sure that I'm sticking to it, because I know this weekend is going to be absolutely no fasting. So I'm getting that all out of the way by probably the end. Probably tomorrow night. I'll be done
Yeah.
with the fasting, and then I'll be ready to go for the weekend. Let's see. We are continuing to look for a place for Luna. Luna is a dog, a half husky, half German Shepherd mix that's in the Bay Area. A lady had said that she was going to give Luna a forever home, and then she decided later, no, I don't want to do that. And Malia, 5'5", is like attached to the dog, so she's taken on the whole mission of finding a home for Luna. And if Malia's upset, then mom and dad are upset. So it's become mine and Nicole's also mission to find her a home. So that's been a huge focus this week, is to try to coordinate. There was a point where late yesterday I was going to drive Luna down to Southern California, skip the flight, put her in my car, and drive all the way down to drop her off at a home that might take her, on a trial basis. But that didn't work out. But that's the extent of how important that is to us, to find a home for Luna, so that our baby girl isn't all freaked out, because she does not want that dog to go to somewhere that she might end up being put down. So that's a huge focus. Let's see, what else is out there? Yeah, that's really it in terms of my health. Oh, you need to keep the dog. Yeah, I would if Ty weren't allergic to pets. I would have had a dog a long time ago. Years ago, I would have had a dog if I could have. So that's the fasting is still
He
keeping.
called you CJ.
Enough of that. Steelers are winning by 1.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the fasting has been a gift to me, to keep my diabetes in check, blood pressure in check. All those things I'm just killing it off all those meds, and my cancer numbers are great. So fasting has been a gift for me, and it's easy. It's just not, once you get into locking it in, it just isn't that hard for me.
Awesome.
How about you? How's your week? How's your days going?
Good. Fasting is out the door. It's September and it's my birthday, and then it's Mo's birthday. Now we're going to PIFA. It's nonstop. So maybe I'll start in October, maybe not. I don't know. I love food. So I don't know. Everyone wear masks around the dog. That's for Mo. So yeah, there's not much going on. I know we have a lot because we just have been crazy busy trying to get ready for PIFA. I can tell you that AMU is having their blood drive on October 1st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 2055 Sunnydale Avenue in San Francisco. You need to contact Christine Mawia at 650-219-1081 or email her at jtchristine@hotmail.com. They still have their Ribbon of Hope campaign has started. It's going until September 30th. You donate 50 cents, and whatever they collect, they will divvy up everything and donate to families that are going through cancer, everything. So their Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, everything is at All My Usos. There you go. Look at me.
And we have the big event coming up on the 29th. The Samoan Community Development Center invites you to the launch of Ka Pasawhetu'u, a community needs assessment, and H&PI community researchers embarked on a journey to conduct a community-based participatory research project that examined the needs, gaps, trends, and strengths of NHPI youth and young adults in San Francisco. Join to hear the voices that they've gathered from the NHPI young people. Haigai Lai will be performing, and Tracy Williams will be doing a live painting. That is Thursday. That's 1 week away, September 29th at 6 p.m. So we will not be on the air with Faika next week. We will be the MCs at Ka Pasawhetu'u. So check us out if you are in the Bay Area. If you're in the San Francisco area, come by Samoan Community Development Center, the auditorium at 2055 Sunnydale Avenue, San Francisco 94134. And that is a great segue into what we saw when we went into Sunnydale yesterday, the changes that are happening are just unbelievable, amazing. You wouldn't recognize some of. I mean, literally, we were driving through certain areas, going, where exactly are we? Because we were in a very small area, and it looked nothing like what we were used to going up Sunnydale Avenue to, SCDC at the top of the hill. Having, grown up in San Francisco, how did it feel to you driving through that area and seeing the changes that it's going through?
Well, gentrification is going strong and alive and well, but they're updating Sunnydale area. The street Sunnydale used to go all the way up
From
from
Bayshore all the way up to
Baker
McClellan.
all the way up to Mansell, I think it is. And now they've cut it off, and there's going to be a community area where I think it's a gym and other things. They're placing a building there for the community. And so the street is literally blocked off. Like you have to go around.
You can go up from Bayshore and Sunnydale to the Village Market, which isn't the Village Market anymore. And then the road stops.
A left on Hahn. So if you're from the city, you know where Hahn is, and usually you can drive past Hahn, but now you have to make a left on Hahn and then onto Malosi Road, which it takes you around, and then you've got to cut through. It's really crazy now, but Malosi Road or street is really beautiful. They've updated everything, and you can see where they're knocking down most of Sunnydale to build. And so, yeah, I'm just like, gentrification. They're upgrading.
And it really started years ago. They started crawling up the hill. I remember right across from the Village Market, they put that multi-story, multi-level building in there. And the people that were living there were not, most of them were not from Sunnydale or not from the area. And we were wondering years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, we were wondering, how long is all of this going to last? And we knew it was going to go, but then to drive up there and actually see everything moved and a lot of stuff gone, really from Hahn up to the Willie Brown Community Center is now you can't drive through there. You have to go around Malosi and go up. So it was I don't know. It kind of felt weird not being able to drive up Sunnydale. And then when we came back down, we ended up going to, it's always about food. We left SCDC, went straight to McDonald's, got our food, so everybody can quit worrying about the fasting. I ate all my food. Naki didn't eat all her food. And then
I ate half and then ate half later. So I ate it. But anyway. Yeah, that's basically has been my week. I'm crazy busy because you guys know that I've started a new job, and it's consumed all my time. And so I'm looking forward to getting away this weekend and hanging out with family and checking out everything and eating everything and trying on everything at PIFA. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm looking forward to more football, no matter who's playing.
Steelers are winning 14-13 at half.
Okay, by 1 point. So, hey, Easter's tuned in on Facebook. Hey, sister. So yeah, I'm like, what is going on this week? And I had a million things to talk about. Mana Island City had their Mana Hollywood Awards, where they celebrated Booyah Tribe. And
you can find that on their social media. They've got a really active social media presence. So a lot of those things are on Instagram and Slack or what? I don't know. I'm not keeping up with social media. You're our social media director, but I see Island City Media doing a lot of things on Instagram and on their social media.
Yeah, they're doing great. So they had their Mana Hollywood Awards where they celebrated Booyah Tribe and the owner of Dash Radio, DJ Ski. And so to listen to everything that's going on, they also started their radio station that starts today at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. So go download the Dash Radio app. search Island City radio and listen. So I did see this interview with Jasmine Guy and Kadeem Hardison. They're these two actors from one of my favorite shows in the 90s. I think it was A Different World, where they were talking about he spoke about how the show was about a black college, of course, and he didn't realize that how so many people had talked about how their show inspired them to go to a black college, like a lot of young kids that they met along the way, and he didn't realize he said in the interview that he didn't realize that black colleges were huge until he started doing that show. So I was like, one day, wouldn't it be awesome if we had well, there is kind of PI colleges, like American Samoa has a college, but just like they have these colleges just for black students. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if we had a college just for Pacific Islanders? I don't see that happening because again, our community is so small and the data is so small. So, but
it'd be hard to do. But you know what? It could happen, and it has happened, I believe. There's a school in Hawaii that is for Native Hawaiians, and they teach in language. But you're right, from a Pacific Islander standpoint, that's going to have to be something that because of how do I say this? What a small number of people we are. That's gonna be up to us. I really believe that's going to be that's not going to be taxpayer funded because we're such a small percentage of the population. I would think that is going to need to be Pacific Islanders that have the resources to give back to the community to build that, and then maybe the government helps with some funding, but that because we're so small of the population, such a small piece of the population, I think that's going to have to be us. But there are plenty of, being such a small percentage of the population and a big percentage per capita of, like rugby or the NFL, getting into entertainment, all those kind of things, that's not impossible. That is not even improbable at some point. I think that will happen. So, and if you think about like schools for most of the exclusively black schools started because they were children of a lot of slave owners had children with their slaves, and they had these half black, half white kids that couldn't go to school, and a lot of the schools were started out of that. So to think of how some of the black colleges were founded, and then think about how we could start our own. It's two different ways to start schools, but I'm with you. I think that those are and it's doable. I don't think that's improbable. I think that's just a matter of time until that happens.
Yeah, I have no idea. How do you know that? How do you have like a plethora of information stacked up in your head?
I read too much. And I always wondered, like, how are there these old black colleges that started, over a century ago, when it's so hard to do any of that kind of stuff? How did those happen? So, that I wanted to read about how a lot of those things get funded. But, when you think about, everybody's heard of, now I miss her name, Hemings, the Thomas Jefferson, he fathered children with one of his slaves. That's a good example of a slave owner wanting to do things for his children because his children couldn't get into mainstream education, so that he had to create something, for himself. But those are, that's a piece of history that probably doesn't want to get drug up or spoken about. But
Irai is on Levasa.
Irai.
Yeah. So we were talking about the bags that we got yesterday from SCDC, and the
Yeah.
gear that we got was
Neki almost started crying when we were driving away. She goes, "I'm so happy to see that they use Urbanesian." And then we got a little further, and she saw that Levasa was in there as well. And I know when Naki gets emotional because she stops talking. She can be excited, and then she just stops talking. And I was like, I'm driving through Sunnydale, and I like look over, and that's how big of a moment it was when we realized that SCDC went out of their way to make sure that the vendors they got the product for their swag bag were Pacific Islander based. And seeing those, and then seeing those in the crowd, we saw some of those. People were wearing Pacific Islander entrepreneurial gear in the crowd in Daly City. So that was Naki was choked up.
Yeah, I was just like, because I love Levasa Island athletic gear. You just have to go follow Levasa on Instagram, and then get your items, shop Pacifica. But it was just, I felt I felt some kind of way when I opened up the bag, and they SCDC really put a lot of money into the bags and supported Pacific Islander, what is it, entrepreneurs or vendors, by getting t-shirts and giving them in these bags. So big woohoo and love for Levasa and SCDC for doing that. So that is happening. Kapasa Fetu is happening September 29th, and you can register. Just sign up to go, or go next Thursday at 6 p.m. and they'll be going over the needs assessment.
There you go. I wasn't jumping in. You got it.
I got it. But the needs assessment that is very much needed for San Francisco and the youth. So come on by, stop by. We'll be there. There'll be food, of course, and there'll be people there that you can talk to. Tracy Williams will be painting live. Hi Guy Lai will be performing a couple of his songs. Go follow him on Instagram. Go follow Tracy Williams on Instagram. It's going to be a great night for information, getting to know the artist, getting the assessment needs, and see what we need in San Francisco for the youth. So I'm excited to be there next week.
It's going to be fun. And another thing to think about there is it's not only the needs assessment about what the community said that they needed or they wanted. Those are Brown data researchers. Those are researchers from the community. So spending some time with that group and seeing, and looking on the screen when we were on a call earlier with that group, and it was like all of these brown faces that were out there gathering data. And such a, it's not just the information that they're gathering, that's gathered by us, that's gathered by our people in our community. So there's a lot of things to be proud about. And I think that shouldn't go unnoticed is it was a bunch of data researchers that don't look like data researchers, that didn't know what they were doing, and they just said, no, we're going to get this done. This needs to be done. This is a piece of information that needs to be gathered from our community, and we're going to do it. And it's not comfortable, and it doesn't matter if it's comfortable or not. It needs to be done. So shout out to the group that did it and got the information, got the data that we need. That probably goes, in the foundation of applying for other grants and other support and other funding that's going to come, because we don't have a lot of that data. There just isn't a lot of that data specifically about us without the A in the AAPI part of it. There's not a lot of data that's just about us. So great job to all of the data researchers. That doesn't sound like us, but it is.
Yeah. So come on by next week and come check us out and meet the people that did the survey. They will be there talking about what they've collected, and it's once in a life. It's the beginning of more to come, and the needs assessment is needed. That it's needed. It's telling you. We found out what the Pacific Islanders in San Francisco, the youth need and what they want to see. And so everyone, Big Purr, is going
Per.
to
What is
try.
per, Mackie?
It's Pacific Urban Roots. So that's the collaborative that we're in, that's going to try and hit all the needs. So yeah, there you go. I'm all pooped out.
Well,
Um,
peace out.
yes, what
It's a good thing it's your show because you can say that's a wrap and we done.
that's I mean, is there anything that you want to cover that we haven't discussed? Well, what's his name? The volleyball university money that he got for his daughter.
Brett Favre.
There you go, Brett Favre.
But here's you bring that up, and here's what's going to happen with that. That's a rich white guy. Ain't nothing going to come of that. Because that's why people talk about, oh, it's a black and white thing. That's a money thing. Why did OJ get off? Because OJ was rich and he could hire like all these crazy high-powered attorneys.
Mhm.
Brett Favre, nothing's going to come of that. Like, that's a millionaire white dude in Mississippi. Nothing's going to happen with that. So this is a guy who defrauded the Mississippi welfare system of millions of dollars to get his daughter a volleyball facility. And they have the text messages to prove that he was trying to cover it up. Nothing's going to happen with that. That's what I believe. I don't think it's right. I don't think that the way that it's going to end up is the way that it should. But sometimes you can just take it at face value. That's a rich white dude in Mississippi. Nothing's going to happen.
From what I've heard, that he didn't know where the money came from, and I believe he's trying to pay the money back. So I'm not sure, but I think you're right. Nothing's going to happen to him. It's not.
Yeah, and so he's going to pay the money back. But how many people don't have an opportunity to just say, "Oh, I'll just pay it back"? That's like robbing a bank and getting caught and saying, "Oh, I'll give the money back." Like, that doesn't work for the majority of people. The majority of people, if you mess up, there's not like, "Oh, my bad, that's on me, I'll pay it back." The fact that money was earmarked for so Mississippi is the poorest state in the union. So it's got the poorest people in the entire country. He was taking money from the poorest people in the entire country and putting it towards a volleyball facility. But what's going to happen with it? Nothing. Nothing will happen with that. He's not going to do any time. It'll just, that's going to go away. But sad that happens. I mean, there are poor people in Mississippi, black, white, brown, whatever. And those are the people that lost out on money that, and his text messages, he's saying you need to reward that. That sounds bad. So that just tells you that he knew what was going on.
Yeah, there's also the water crisis in Mississippi. Like, they could have used all that money to get the water, like good clean water there. So.
But the poorest people in the country are in that state, and it's just going to go away. That's not going to be a big thing. If somebody pays a price, it'll be the politician. But Brett Favre's already gone through scandals, right? He's already got the pictures that he was sending, to that female sports reporter. That went away. Like, that was a thing, and then it just went away. And he was actually still playing then, I think. So, money talks. He's a rich guy. Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen. Well, on that note, we out, because nothing's going to happen to him. They could have used that money for the Jackson, the flooding down, there was flooding in Jackson, Mississippi. The water pipes were damaged. They could have used that money. I mean, I'm sure the governor or the mayor or whoever that scandal is rushing now to fix the pipes there or the whatever. So.
Oh yeah, the spotlight's on now. Everybody's going to do everything right now because everybody knows that people are looking. But
Yeah.
when they thought nobody was looking, I mean, that's what character is, right? What you do when you don't think anybody's looking. And when they didn't think anybody was looking, their character was lacking. Now, oh yeah, everybody's going to do the right thing now because people are watching.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Like we're so crazy busy trying to get to San Diego. I'm trying to hurry up and finish my work so I can get on a plane tomorrow early in the morning. So you'll see us the next time you see us, we'll be checking in San Diego at PIFA. Mo's off Farvis Keel. Okay, thank you, Mo. Yeah, the next time you see us going live, we'll be live at PIFA in San Diego. If you are in the area or headed that way, look for us. Come say hi. I usually, if I stare you in the eye, I'm 100%. I'm going to talk to you. So if you see me, come on over, say hi. Come on over, say hi to Carl. I'm looking forward to seeing Saupo Samoa perform. All the performers. I'm looking forward to eating. Really, just eating because that's what I do. But I don't.
Talking about it, and we're finally going to be there this year.
Yes. So we have the Stop the Hate campaign that's going on this week that aired on, I believe, Tuesday. And we have Koviki Talk that will be coming back next week with an episode in language. So we won't be the host. So lucky you. But we're back here next Thursday. No, we're not back here next Thursday. Actually, we'll be busy, but we'll go live. But normally look for us Thursday at 6 p.m. Wednesday on Island City TV. You download the Dash Radio app, search Island City. Wednesday at 10 a.m. We're everywhere. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel or just don't talk to me. I'm saying.
It's a good possibility that being together this weekend and Naki's going to have a big old roll of cash in her hands for Snacky with Naki. It's a good possibility that happens this weekend.
We're finally doing Snacky with Naki this weekend. I swear we're going to do it this weekend. I just haven't had time. I just haven't had time. But we're going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I'm going to give $865 away to a essential server wherever we're going to eat. And we're going to eat somewhere because I eat. So look for Snacky with Naki coming up. Look for us at PIFA. Look for us next week at SCDC, Island City TV on Wednesday. I mean, we're everywhere. I mean, it's irritating, but we'll be back next Thursday. We will see you. Check us out. We love you. Come back to Faika with us.
Love y'all.